Welcome back to 12 to 12. Yeah, my name still remains Justice the Guru Atigogo. Earlier on, I told you the kind of personality we're having. An actor's actor, a teacher's teacher, a man that mentors and tries just to be the industry. And it takes a lot when you are the industry. Please welcome Mr. Keppy Ekpeyong Bassey.
Justice, thank you very much for that rather adventurous open introduction.
For people who have seen you as Captain Hassan
Honestly,
and still see you,
you know
how many years?
The truth of let's
you
not
must
count
be.
it, please.
You
guess
must
my real
be.
age.
You
Please.
must be the industry.
You know, sometimes I go out and I run into people and they say, "It's nice to meet you. I've been watching you since I was in kindergarten." And I look at the person and I say, "This person is my mate." Because they all seem so grown. And in that space of time, I can't imagine how I have changed through time, or I haven't. I don't know. But it's really nice to know that people remember some of those pioneering efforts we did and we made. We thank God. It's nice the industry is still there.
Yeah, around now the industry. When people like you got involved, was it big at that time?
Well, when we got involved initially, we were amongst the privileged few. I'll tell you why. We had money. We took the war to the homes. You know, a lot of people totally decried everything Nigerian. The concept of entertainment alone seemed to border between the devil and the deep blue sea, because they thought of it as options for dropouts and stuff like that. We took the crusade a bit further. We confronted Nigerians with our credibility, our performance. We confronted Nigerians with our competence, our performance, and we swayed old misconceptions. You know, TV was, for us, and I said we're lucky because there was only NT at the time. So you had no option but to come back to us for those of the people who watch television. And because we left that credibility, we unconsciously recruited television viewership. And they followed us into the industry, Nollywood. You know, so we took the war there and we conquered.
Deliberate or?
No, it wasn't deliberate.
Just for want of a job to do?
You know, my father used to be a doctor. He was in the army. And when a few of his friends saw me in television back then, they said to him, Colonel, why would you let your son go on television? I mean, this is disgraceful and everything. And then I think it's dropping on one of such conversations, and his response was just encouraging. I don't see anything wrong in what he's doing now. That's what he wants to do. And then I had that strength behind me. So I could conquer anything and anybody who wanted. You know, I had that level
If you
of
didn't get that kind of support, would you have stopped?
I would have had to sneak. You know, to realize my passion. You know, like, I tell you what, passion drives your performance. It takes away the sacrifice. It takes away the negativities. It just offers you a clean slate every time and any time. So even when you're trekking home at past midnight, through lonely, dangerous, dark streets, you know, there's some joy, you know, with your accomplishment. So it takes away the pain. So I'm sure my passion would have found some ventilation somewhere, sometime, somehow.
You've been an actor now for like 30...
Let's not count it.
Okay, let's just say you've been an actor now forever.
For decades.
Forever, for decades, right?
Yes.
I never thought about leaving it?
Yes. I look forward to that glorious expulsion with my great-grandchildren around the grave when I'm dead. Yes, I do. I don't think...
Looking back from the days of Ripples to 93 days.
You know about 93 days.
Now you
predate Ripples to Village Headmaster.
You know?
Because a few of us then were lucky enough to have brief exposures. Dede Mabiaku, Fred Amata, I think Olisa Dibo and I were lucky enough to have been proteges of Tadio Gidon. So he encouraged us to meet with the more established actors at that time. We were the young players on Village Headmaster.
Yeah.
So before
Ripples,
Ripples.
yeah.
Yes.
Now from Village Headmaster down now to 93 days.
Yes.
What has changed?
Um,
Outside technology.
it's basically technology. First and foremost, let's give Nigerians the credit. We're very resourceful people. We're very creative people. Unfortunately, when we started, there was of course the comparisons. They do it like this in this country, they do it like that, and you know how readily we want to diminish Nigeria.
Yeah.
We lack confidence in our
How do
potential.
you feel when people, especially comedians, doing their shows, and the first thing they do is bring this comparison between, let's just say, Nollywood soundtrack plus an American soundtrack? For them, it's just a joke. How do you feel if you are in such a show?
Because I know it's a joke, I wouldn't question their competence. But when we become slightly more intellectual, you will find out they don't really know. We would let it slide during shows. We're evolving. You know, like I said, when it comes to the human resources, we're naturals, yeah? But we need a little polishing, which we're getting. I know that in Surulere alone, we have over 15 academies, you know, so people are becoming more conscious of the profession in which we're in, we're building, because they're more
And the
attached to it.
professionalism.
Yes, they're more attached to it. It's easy to pick anybody from the street who has the potential, but there's a tendency that you bring such raw, unpolished materials that you need to say, stop looking at the camera sometimes, or stop protecting your eyes from the light. You know, you need to exist without those obvious interferences in your life. So some level of training will better position you to execute. You know, so I think that's all that has changed for actors. So
What's your staying power? You know, you've been there before Nollywood, and Nollywood getting higher, bigger, more celebrated. You're still here, still standing. What's your staying power?
It's God, because I don't know what else I've done. It has to be God. I've tried very hard to stop the gray hair from showing, but that shows. You know what I mean? Yeah, I've been fighting this bulk for years. It's still there. You know, so I haven't changed.
And yet you still get roles upon roles upon roles.
I don't know.
Since there's no retirement age for actors anywhere in the world, really, how do we see Keppy from now on?
From now.
Like the
You know,
future,
I've been thinking about it.
any setting up a school, an academy,
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
teaching, because you're a damn good teacher.
How'd you know I was thinking of that? I'm thinking about teaching. I'm thinking about an academy as well. I've done quite a bit of capacity building. You know, I've taught a lot of people, different schools, churches.
I've been here different countries too. You go outside.
Different countries, yes. I've done a lot of that, a lot of talk times. I run into people who are extremely successful today, and I'm very happy I've been part of that growth. So for me, that's regenerates. I always find out that when I run into somebody who comes up to say to me, "You don't remember me?" And I say, "No." Say, "You taught me." Really? Where? I'm so proud to know you. That's what I say. And I just automatically get like 10 years younger and stronger, and then more determined, you know? So I think investment in human capital is most rewarding.
Which is
So
where
I'm
looking
that
towards that.
direction, yes.
Yeah, human capital, rewarding, which brings me now, Keppy. You have been Keppy all your
For a long
life.
time, Obi.
Yeah,
No,
now,
Keppy came in 1979. It was a creation from back in the day. We used to have slumbox. So that's where it came. But today, every Ekpeyong in Cross River State
tries to put Keppy, right?
and Akwa is a Keppy. So
Well,
I'm happy that at least I started something else.
That's beautiful. How did you do it? You've been in an industry that's so volatile with controversy, and yet you have succeeded in handling your personal life.
space.
How?
Because you can see...
You've handled your family very well.
You can see the trouble sparks from the distance. If you want to get involved, you can. But I think I'm naturally a coward. So That's managed to save me from getting myself involved with, like I said, non-entities. So that's what I do. I steer myself clear from that level of mediocrity. I think most of the people who generate and participate need some kind of education. We can question the quality of education we have these days. A lot of people come and shoot them out. So we're not too sure whether they're properly educated. And education is not just the fact that you formalize
Education.
your academic process. It's wider, so it extends to how you relate with people, how you behave, and sometimes it's safer to run away from the illiterate.
Well. On that note, it's wonderful to have Keppy in the house. Keppy, Ekpeyong, Bassey, Africa's best, Nigeria's best.
Thanks.
Nollywood ambassador, whether I would like it or not, because they were pioneers. Not for nothing, but for something that has provided job and employment and glory to this great country called Nigeria.
Yep.
Because no matter how you lambast Nigeria, Nigeria is known for filmmaking all over the world.
All over the world.
And it's not a joke to be between 1 and 3. These were the guys.
Yes.
And they are still here.
Yeah.
Keppy, it's a great honor to have you on 12 to 12.
Bring me back anytime you want, man, because you're a great guy.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
My
much.
pleasure.
As usual, this is 12 to 12 with your boy, Justice, the Guru Atigogo. Like I always say, God bless you. Real good.